Welcome to Fearsome Top 5. With Halloween getting closer, let's kick off October with 10 scary ghost videos. Number 1. Late one night, a TikTok user named Felicia let her dog outside before bed. She stood on her back porch, throwing a ball for her dog to fetch. But as she stood there, surrounded by the sound of chirping crickets, she heard something that sent her running inside. While staring down at her phone, a ghostly voice seemed to call out. The sound of this voice immediately startled her, causing her to turn around, fully expecting to find someone standing there. If you listen closely, it sounds like this voice is saying, "Get out of here." And Felicia claims that when she heard this voice, it sounded like it came from directly behind her. And as she ran inside the house, her dog stood there confused, wondering what happened to playtime. Number 2. According to a man named Alan on TikTok, ever since he was a child, he always felt like something was following him. No matter where he went, an ominous presence seemed to cling to him, a dark shadow that was always watching. And every night as he laid in bed trying to fall asleep, he would open his eyes and catch a glimpse of a man in all black standing in the corner of his room. This pitch-black figure would ominously stand in place and stare directly at him. Well, fast forward to today, and Alan is almost certain that he finally caught proof of this menacing apparition. While a security camera was recording overnight, it managed to catch a dark figure walking in front of his house. This black silhouette seemed to suddenly manifest into view before creeping towards the right. But after it went out of view behind the pillar, it never re-emerged on the other side. The sight of this being sent a chill down Alan's spine the first time he reviewed this footage, as it brought back all the memories from his childhood of the dark figure that would stand in his room. Number 3. On the Creepy Outdoors YouTube channel, a man named John often sets out to explore creepy locations in Canada in the middle of the night. These locations are often surrounded by rumors of hauntings and paranormal activity. With a camera in one hand and a flashlight in the other, he ventures into these unsettling wooded areas completely alone. As he lets his curiosity guide him, he keeps his eyes peeled for anything out of the ordinary. Well, during one of these explorations, he experienced something that has haunted him ever since. On a chilly night in October, he began his adventure into a dark forest. He spent some time alone, enjoying the warmth of his campfire before beginning his journey into the depths of the woods. He trudged through what appeared to be a never-ending sea of dead trees, seeing nothing out of the ordinary the entire time. But as he continued, he soon realized that he wasn't as alone as he thought.
Man, this place is so lonely. Imagine just being lost out here. It feels like this would never end. Oh, hi. What the hell? I need to get out of here. Oh, boy. Ooh. Okay. That was f***ing creepy. I need to get out of here. Ooh.
As soon as he turned off his flashlight, an unnerving voice called out from the darkness, saying, "I see you."
Oh, hi.
This chilling voice made his heart skip a beat, as he believed he was the only person around for miles. He immediately began heading back to camp, now worried for his safety. He moved quickly, trying to avoid whoever else might be in the forest. And eventually, he made it back in one piece, and decided to celebrate his survival by cracking a cold one. Now that's my kind of guy. Number 4. A woman named Sherry runs a TikTok account where she posts random snippets from her daily life. But one of these videos is of something that she's not sure how to explain. While at home, she began to hear noises coming from an empty room upstairs. These strange, unexplainable noises continued and became a somewhat common occurrence. Looking for answers, she decided to set up a security camera in that room to see if she could catch whatever was responsible. But when she finally received a notification from this camera, her heart sank as she reviewed the footage. An unsettling dark figure appeared in the glass at the bottom of the door. What looks like a head and shoulders bobbed back and forth before eventually pushing one of the doors open. And as soon as this door swung open, this chilling shadow ducked down, seeming to vanish into the floor. Sherry has no idea how to explain this, and has been incredibly uneasy ever since viewing this footage. All I have to say is, after seeing something like this inside of your home, I think it's definitely time to start looking for a new house. Number 5. A Reddit user named Sabrina grew up in the same house that her father did. According to her, this house has a long history of people seeing an apparition that they call the Cowboy Man, who's been spotted throughout the house several times. Now today, she lives in the house with her husband and 2 sons that are 2 years old and 10 months old. And over the last few months, something dark has been targeting her oldest son. Sabrina claims that every morning her son would tell her that there was something dead standing in the corner of his room. And he would often cry, saying he saw this figure walking around him. Well, one day, when this activity was affecting him even worse than normal, she decided to check the camera in his room, and what she saw left her scratching her head. On the left side of the room, something strange can be seen. A white anomaly came into view from behind a bin before taking a sharp turn and floating through the doorway. Whatever this is was only caught for a brief moment, but just long enough to freak me out. Number 6. On an overcast day in Florida, a woman named Lux Mundy was sitting outside enjoying the weather. A storm was quickly approaching as heavier clouds rolled in. The sound of thunder echoed through the sky, but as Lux heard this, she noticed something bizarre about this sound. Thinking fast, she quickly pulled out her phone to get proof of what she was hearing.
Okay, I don't know if my phone will pick this up or not, but I've been outside for like 15 minutes, and the thunder sounds bizarre. What is that? I'm a 7th generation Floridian, and I have never heard thunder like that. What is that?
As thunder cracked through the sky, a strange sound soon followed. This bizarre echo caught her by surprise, as it's something she's never heard before, despite living in Florida for her entire life. Now, I've heard some thunder in my day, but never anything like this. So if you have any idea what this could be, please let me know. Number 7. Over on TikTok, a woman named Tanya posted several videos of a bizarre phenomenon that she can't explain. Every night around the same time while she's laying in bed, what looks like the imprint of something moving under the covers catches her eye. But every time she lifts them up, there's nothing underneath that could possibly be causing this.
Y'all see that? My feet are literally right here. My blanket will just randomly move like that. That is so weird. Stop! Y'all, my hair standing on my arms, because that's creepy. It does this about the same time every morning. So I'm not sure what it is trying to tell me something, but it's creepy.
The imprint of something small can be seen moving under the covers. This peculiar movement looks as if a small animal is moving around underneath. But Tanya claims besides her feet, there's absolutely nothing else under the comforter. Tanya firmly believes this could be caused by her beloved dog Frenchie that tragically passed away. This adorable white pup was her best friend and would often sleep in her bed under the covers. It wasn't until after her passing that Tanya began to notice this strange phenomenon. So could this actually be the spirit of Frenchie? I'll let you decide. Number 8. TikTok user Kubo Koi is an account run by a guy named Tyler that we recently saw on this channel. After buying a doll off of Facebook Marketplace, the energy in his home took a turn and strange things began to happen. He's now often surrounded by unnerving sounds and the sight of objects somehow moving on their own. He's doing his best to capture these events on camera, and this is what he's managed to catch.
You're knocking on my bedroom door. Hello? Hello? Just leave it alone.
While laying in bed, the sound of knocking on his door caught his attention. And as he got up to investigate, he found no one outside of his room, but the door across from him eerily closed completely on its own. A few days later, while once again laying in bed, the sound of something in his closet was keeping him awake. Getting fed up, he asked the spirit what it wants, and this was its response.
It's knocking again. Can you please stop? I really want to sleep. What do you want? Can you answer me? What is it that you want? Please stop.
After asking what do you want, a soft disembodied voice called out, saying leave.
Can you answer me? What is it that you want? What is it that you want? What is it that you want?
Which sounds like this spirit either wants Tyler to leave, or possibly that this spirit would like to leave the doll. Getting desperate for answers, Tyler took advice from a viewer who suggested trying to use a Ouija board. But as we all know, using Ouija boards only makes things worse.
So someone suggested I try using one of these boards to try and see if it'll say anything. I'm not going to touch the little plastic piece because obviously then it would look weird if it moved. So I'm just going to ask it questions and see if it moves the thing at all. Do you have a name? What is your name? You have to move the little plastic piece to reveal letters and spell something. It just moved. All right, I'm done. I'm not doing it.
He stared down at the planchette, not quite sure what to expect, when suddenly it began to slide across the board. This slight movement was more than enough for him to immediately regret this decision and stop completely. And with all this activity surrounding this doll, I think it might just be a good idea to strap some dynamite to little Miss Annabelle. Number 9. A TikTok user named Kendall is a young mom that occasionally posts videos on TikTok. A little while back, she worked as a manager at Macy's, and early one morning as she was running through her opening duties, she began unlocking the doors to open the store for the day. But while she was doing this, something unsettling happened nearby.
I just remember looking around. Well, then it just closes. Like...
As she unlocked the front of the store, one of the doors behind her eerily opened. She immediately noticed and stared at the door, wondering how exactly did that just happen. According to Kendall, this was the only time she ever witnessed a door open like this. And after asking her boss to review the cameras and explain what happened, her boss basically said, "I have no idea." Well, if this happened to be a ghost, at least he's a gentleman that opens doors for ladies. Number 10. Lately, I've been keeping an eye on the haunting of a woman named Rosanna. She's done her best to consistently document the alarming paranormal things that happen in her home. From spine-chilling whispers in the night, inanimate objects moving on their own, and even shadow figures, Rosanna has struggled to rid herself of this evil presence. And after her last terrifying encounter, she fled her home to stay in a hotel.
Loli. Laisse-moi. Loli. Oui, Loli.
She immediately started recording when the door in front of her began to swing open and closed. She then inched closer to the door after hearing her cat Loli begin to cry in the hallway. But when she looked down the dark hall, she came face to face with a black silhouette. This heart-stopping sight caught her off guard, causing her to freeze in place. She darted back into the room, then peered into the hallway once more, only to find this figure not merely inches away. As she crouched down in fear, this figure simply watched, staring down at her from the windows in the door. Real or a hoax, I'll leave that up to you to decide. But if this little freak is actually real, then I'll be sleeping with every light in the house on. Make sure to follow me on Instagram to hear more from your boy. As always, if you enjoy these creepy videos, then make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to see more videos like this.